Lord, it's lighting up now. Hey, Facebook Live. I know you guys haven't seen us in a little bit of a minute, but I want to come on real quick. I am on my way to a meeting. We will be starting back up, but we're going to have to go to either Friday night or Saturday, and I'm thinking Saturday might have to be what it is because Cedric's work schedule. But I really just had, as you see, some of us, I don't know if you saw the post, but Cedric and I just celebrated 17 years of marriage. And I was looking at some old videos we did, and one of the ones we were talking about, we saw some posts about how people were talking about when if a man was to propose to them, like the size of the ring that he would have to get and all these different things they wanted. And so I thought about it, and I realized that when we're engaged, I think that we have put so much focus on material things. That's why we have a high divorce rate. But I just wanted to tell somebody that it's not always about how you start, it's how you finish. I realized that Cedric and I got our first set of wedding rings. They were bands from the pawn shop. You hear what I say? The pawn shop. I say it was about $50. He said it wasn't $50 between the two of them. We had plain silver to pretend like they was platinum bands. So it is very often that we put the focus on, if he proposed to me, he got to give me a $1 million ring, or it got to be this carat. And I'm not knocking getting all those things because everybody's different. But what I want to say is, I'm now with Cedric for 20 years. We started off with less than $50 bands. So we could have had $1 million bands and not been married because we had to work on us. And I believe actually part of our struggle was because of what we didn't have in the beginning. But we just put too much focus on the wedding ring, the wedding, because you want to be able to show somebody, oh, look what I have, look at this. We got our rings from the pawn shop. I'm going to say that again. And last week, Friday, a few days ago, well, a week from tomorrow, we had celebrated 17 years of marriage. So where's your focus? You want the big wedding ring, or you want the long-lasting marriage? To have somebody that's a lifetime partner with you, that's in the trenches with you, for richer, for poorer, for better, for worse, that's how you know. Because it doesn't mean that you can't get her a nice ring. I would never tell you not to have standards and hopes and dreams, but I just want somebody to take time to realize where your focus is. We are so busy with social media that we look at everybody else. Oh, my girl he bought her a VVS cut, whatever, and he cheating every day. Like, I would rather have no ring and a faithful husband than a big ring, 12 houses, and a man that can't stay home or can't do whatever they're supposed to do. So I'm just saying, we started off rough. We did. But the thing about it is that, where's your focus? They should have a relationship with God. The husband should be able to lead the household. But I'm not saying he shouldn't be able to provide for you. He definitely should. But sometimes we can't get married because we waiting on him to save up enough money to get the ring. If I knew then what I know now, I say save up some money to get a house. Because you can get a ring later. You can get whatever. Because see, who's the ring for anyway? To show whoever is cute. Because like people that like jewelry. People that like shoes. So, I mean, he could buy you a big ring, but what's going to really make you happy or use it for the woman, if you like purses or whatever you like, he could buy you that and you'll be equally as happy. We want it so we can show other people how big our ring is and how important that is. But, I mean, I was home and God just dropped in my spirit because I was watching, like I said, some old videos we did, and I've been listening to some young girls talk and what he got to have in order to marry her. Girl, bye. Right now you telling me he don't treat you right. He don't talk to you right. He, don't want to marry you. He don't want to this. So you talking about a ring to put up for appearances. A wedding people spend $20,000, $30,000 for, which I think is stupid. Sorry if that's not the right term. Stupid. I'm not spending $20,000, $30,000 on a wedding, and most of them don't even last a year. When I tell you we went through hell and high water, and we started out with $50, I say, I'm going to use $50 as the number. He said it was less. Either way, we got ours from the pawn shop. Wasn't no dime, it was just a band. Now, see, I still like bands, but my bands are different now. But when you love somebody, and they love you back, let's just go start there. You realize it ain't about that ring. It is about your love for each other, your commitment to God, and being able to stand the test of time. If I ask you how many people you know that are divorced to this day, you can tell me a bunch of them. How many people that you know are happily married? Not so many. We do marriage ministry, and I can't tell you a lot of people that's happily married. I know people that's been married for years, and they not happily married. So I would rather be like, the fact that I can just laugh with Cedric and joke with him. We can run around the house and play, pillow fight, do silly stuff. That to have somebody to do life with, that is also your husband and your friend and your lover and all those things. That's priceless. So give me a pawn shop ring any day if I'm gonna have a man that's down for me, that hold me down, and that love me. Sean, I said, hey, see girl, hey, how you doing? Shell, long time marriage, yes. Sharon, said the pawn shop has nice rings. Just pray over those things. Well, see, Sharon, you know the funny thing, I didn't even think about praying over it. I just thought that we should have something. Just honestly, I was like, oh, we need to have a ring, and I don't even know how we got who. I think we was in the pawn shop for something else and remembered or saw them, and I was like, we can get these bands. And if I'm not mistaken, we might have put them doggone bands on layaway. It was hard times. That's the best kind of relationship. Listen, Shell, I would not trade my husband for any female best friend ever. Because, first of all, I know, well, see, Amazon wasn't popping in, honey. Amazon wasn't it. We talking about 20 years now. Amazon wasn't popping in. But you just got to realize that we just get too caught up in, and I'm going to say social media, but just keeping up with other people. What somebody else got, this person ring and their wedding was here, whatever. Listen, but even at Walmart or Amazon, you might not get 2 rings for $50. I'm telling you, we had bands. They were sterling silver, whatever. Mine looked like it could have been play platinum. I don't know, but it wasn't. But it don't matter. The purpose of this video was to say, stop focusing on the ring. If that is your spouse, if God tells you that's who you're supposed to be with, then you got to jump all the way in. And it does not come with a price tag. Stop putting a price tag on your marriage. Because when you do, you have nice pretty ring, nice pretty cars, and an unhappy life. I'm just telling you. So I'm not telling you to lower your standards. If you want a 17 cut ring, that's fine. But what if he is not in a place to get you that at that time? He may be able to pay the bills of the house, but he might not be able to get you that ring that you're looking for at that time. So are you willing to wait on, what it is that, he can be paid, he can put the ring stuff aside for years until he can marry you, or get something smaller and then upgrade when you get time. That depends on where your focus is. I was willing to take the pawn shop ring, and I didn't care that somebody else knew it, because that wasn't important to me. But now, 5 children later, 17 years of marriage, 20 years together, I really believe that I'm thankful for that pawn shop ring. That's just what it is. Amen. As long as it's from the heart. Right. Keisha, thank you for saying that people lose the significance. Right. So true. I want the one that's down for me, be happy with. Listen, I never understood. I mean, and if you'd have asked me what I wanted in a husband, I would have gave you this long list, and a majority of it would have been monetary. Gotta have this, gotta have that. It doesn't mean that we're not gonna aspire to get to that. Don't get me wrong. I don't want anybody to take what I'm saying out of context, because I don't want my daughters or nobody else getting no broke man or whatever. I'm just saying, where is your focus? If he can't get you the pawn shop ring and God said that's your husband, and I need you to support him and be down for him because this is where I'm taking him, are you able to be down in those hard times? See, I know that, like my husband, he's doing different things, getting promoted, getting whatever. But I know if we got to the place that I believe God is taking us, He not worried about what I'm going to do or if I'm down for him, because I've been down for him through the hard times. And so we rolling together. Ready or not, here we come. We Team Thomas. So didn't want to take up much of your time. I said I was going, God been just dropping some things in my spirit. I said I was going to get back into just saying what it is. But it just was really heavy on me because the ring does not make the marriage at all. At all. Every marriage takes work. Every marriage takes effort. It takes love. But first, it takes God and prayer. Let me tell you something. I don't care who you are. I can't believe that a marriage will be successful without prayer. Because, listen, I done seen people that tell me they don't believe in God, tell me they had to go pray when things got rough. Because can't nobody push your buttons like a spouse. You hear me what I say? You think about, if you ain't thought, look, one of the comedians said, if you ain't thought about murder, you ain't been married. You don't love them. I'm telling you, can't nobody get under your skin like a husband or a wife. Let me tell you. But how you handle adversity, how you get through adversity, how you make it through is the difference. But I'm telling you, put your priorities in line. Yes, we want a nice ring. But if this guy is asking you to marry him, but he's not able to get you what you want at that moment, but he wants to get married, and you want to marry, and you feel like that's who God has you to marry, can we not save up for it? Can we not do something else? So I'm just telling you, put your priorities together. And you might not get a VVS cut, whatever that mess y'all want is. You might not get all that stuff. But if you get a husband that's going to hold you down, my husband and I get along. We have fun. We play tag like we kids. And then you can get some if you want to. I'm just saying. Well, you can play hide and go get it. Play and go hide and seek with your man. But all of this came from us getting married with rings from the pawn shop that was less than $50. Somebody else would have told me, oh, girl, I wouldn't do that. and I'm happily married. That's how I'm going to end that. I am happily married. Yes, I love my husband. I like my husband. He likes me. We enjoy each other. It's us against the world, in his words. So I'm telling you, you can play the game if you want to, of all the things you want in life and what you going to do and not going to do. That's cool. But we started out, and it's funny, we meet people all the time that, oh, I love y'all relationship, y'all interaction, but you got all these stupid demands. He got to be able to buy this and do this. And you can aspire to get to that. But everybody, I got a 24-year-old son. He can't buy nobody all that stuff right now. But I guarantee you, he going somewhere. And we don't want the gold diggers that jump in on the end. We want to see who going to ride with you. Who going to ride with you when things ain't right? And I ain't talking about he not pulling his weight, not pulling his part, doing his part. But you want to know who is down for you through the long haul. As I'm building my brand, as I'm building my life, as I am developing my relationship closer to God. Now, don't mean you need a man that loves God, but you got to have somebody that's there to encourage you. And this is my thing. When I always talk to my son about relationships, does she make you better? Does she push you to be better? If she don't push you to be better, she's not the one for you. Anybody that's supposed to be for you will push you to be better. And that's on everything I love. So I just want to tell you, put your priorities in the right place, because oftentimes we do too much of the status quo. How much the wedding got to cost, where we going for our honeymoon, all of that is amazing. But if you can't afford that at that moment, but you got somebody that's good for you, that's been down for you, that look out for you, you better get it together and figure out where your loyalty lies. I'm just going to tell you again, we started out with rings that was less than $50 from the pawn shop, and we are happily married. 17 years of marriage. Last week, we've been together about 20 years now. 5 children, and a grandchild on the way. We ain't going to talk about that on tonight. Yes, we're not going to talk about that. Father God, I'm just going to tell you that. Keep your priorities in order, because The games you play right now can turn out to be something crazy later. So I am pulling up to my meeting. I just had to drop that, what was in my spirit. Doesn't mean you lower your standards. Doesn't mean that your life is not important. Doesn't mean that you can't have your dream wedding. But if you got the man of God that God has told you to marry, and he can't afford to buy you a $17 million ring, or however many cuts, start with something a little less that you can agree on. Because if it's about the ring, it ain't about the marriage. It ain't about the relationship and the love. So, you tell me. Because we always joke about a ride or die. They want a ride or die. Because in life, if you be married to somebody for a long time, Cedric and I have gone through sickness. We've gone through financial issues. We've gone through all kind of stuff. And you don't know exactly what things you're going to go through in marriage. You're going to have deaths in the family. You're going to have issues with your children. You're going to have health issues. Him and I both have had different health issues come up. And you don't want nobody like, oh, you threw up. Oh my God, that's so nasty. You got to clean that up. You want somebody I don't want to throw up ever. But you better believe if Mr. Thomas is sick, I'm going to be cleaning it up. You better believe it. I am down for him at all costs. You better get you somebody to ride with you. Because I'm telling you, and men, I'm going to tell you something. Y'all like the girls that, they look cute and they sedity or whatever. You can have those. But I'm telling you, like when I first met Cedric, I was doing hair and nails. So I know how to do my own hair and I do my own nails. So although I kept it together, I had everything, whatever, that didn't cost him nothing. But get somebody that know how to abase and how to abound. When you're broke, they know how to get it together, how to look good on a budget. Not no 17, what they call it, the bundles for $300. Girl, bye. You better find something else to do. You better go natural. You better get this little lock bun I got going on. I'm just saying. So, good night. Glad you tuned in. I come back a little more often. I just hate that Cedric is at work in the evening now. Bay is at work in the afternoon. But God has been dropping some things in my spirit. And I promised that I would talk about some of these things. But that $50 ring, let me tell you something. $50 for 2 rings. I'm going to say that from the pawn shop. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm so glad from what we started. I'm glad from what we started. Because had it not been for them, we wouldn't have it now. So, and I'm happily married. That's what I want you to know. I'm happily married. I love my husband and he loves me. Get you one.